Okay, so first off, just a little disclaimer. This idea is not mine. I have seen it done by several other creators, but it's such a cool idea that I wanted to share it with you guys. And basically, you just grab whatever shelving you like and pop it under the stairs, like you can see I'm doing here. A lot of this is personal taste and preference, so you can pretty much do whatever you want. There's no hard and fast rules about how it should or shouldn't be. But once you've got the shelving in place where you want it, you're going to go ahead and grab yourself an ottoman looking chair. Because I'm using just base game, I'm limited, but this will work with pretty much any ottomans that you've got through the game. This is a debug object that I'm very fond of. It's quite a good one to have. Comes in handy, especially with things like this when you're trying to conceal edges. But basically, I've just put that across the front to give it a cleaner, flatter look. You can have the seat just one, or you can have it the whole way under the stairs like I'm doing now. The shelving, same thing. You can put it however you like. So we're just going to skip through this bit quickly because really it's up to you how it goes. I've chosen to do like a little reading nook area here. So some plants, some books, a little writing one there. Now, if you're not sure about how I'm actually raising and lowering these objects, feel free to check out my build mode basics tutorial. And there we have it. A beautiful little nook underneath the stairs, functional for your Sims to use. Okay, here we go. So, little disclaimer, this one also is not my own idea. It is something that I've seen other creators do. But it's very easy. You simply pick a desk, any desk, and raise a shelf to the same height as that desk. Once you've done that and created your shelf, you're simply going to shrink that desk down as small as you can get it. People with the tool mod can get it much, much smaller, but for us who don't have it, we're just going to get any object to conceal that desk. So anything will do. Plonk it over the top. If you add clutter around the outside, it will make it less obvious. And I'm just going to show you what happens when you choose to put a computer onto that shelf. It's going to snap to the desk, which isn't the problem. This is. The computer will overhang. So it doesn't matter which one you use. I could do it with this one, and you'll have the same issue. But it's a very easy fix. All you need to do is place the computer, move the chair and anything else out of the way, and slide it back. Once you've got it in the right spot, you just simply move those items that you had back into place to hide that original shrunken desk. From here, it's really up to you how you choose to decorate around it. You can use the shelving like this, or you can get some of the pre-made shelves from the base game that already have the clutter and everything on it. So you could put that there. It's really up to you. Your imagination is your limit. But that there, with or without the shelving, is functional, as you're about to see now. A perfect floating desk with custom shelving. Okay, so for this particular TV unit, you're going to use the base game cabinets along the bottom. You're also going to place a row of them across the top of the wall like so, and use these two shelves along the bottom. From here, you can pretty much do whatever you want in terms of shelving. You could put them like this, chuck a TV on there, and you might be happy with that. That's perfectly fine. But for this one, I'm actually going to include a fireplace. So I'm just going to put this over here because that is where I want my fireplace. We're going to grab these debug items. There are two. This one is tall and quite thin. This is not the one that we want for this particular build. We want the shorter one that we can size up, because then, as you can see, it becomes much wider. And considering we want to hide the shelving, that's what we're going to go with. It can be a bit of a fiddly process. You do need a little bit of patience, because as you can see, there's gaps and it sticks out of the wall. So you are going to have to hold Alt and shift it into place. So we're going to do that quickly. It'll take about 3 of them to cover the area. And of course, once you've done one side, we have to do the other side. So same thing, both sides. And that will create like a little cube. So we're going to shrink that fireplace right down and raise it up just so it's only just visible. That way it will be functional for your Sims. They need to be able to click on that area. Oh, I like this cat. We're going to just stick that over there. Alright, also from the debug menu, we're getting these logs. Now they will snap to the shelf, as you can see. So move it out of the way and place them in as you like. You can use as many or as little as you want. It's your fireplace, so you just want it to look a little bit realistic. So maybe one more here. I am holding Alt when I'm shifting these things. And of course, to get into the debug menu, you do need to enable your cheats, the show live edit objects and show hidden objects cheat. If you are not sure about these, once again, go and check out my build mode basics video. It has all the information there. So that's our little fireplace. This object you will see when you enact those 2 cheats that I was talking about. And I'm going to use it as an outline. You can just size this up and leave it as it is if you wanted to have that sort of a style for your fireplace. The only issue being that your Sims won't be able to, or you won't be able to click on the fireplace to get them to light it. So if you don't mind that it's not functional, then by all means leave it there. Because I've got that fireplace, I'm going to rejig things a little bit. We're going to pop this item in. It's one of the range hoods in the kitchen section. And of course, our lovely debug pillars again, just to outline and neaten up that area there. So like I said, you can leave it like that with the glass looking bit, but they won't be able to use it. Add your clutter however you want, and if you want it functional, simply delete that out of the way. And there is our custom TV unit with shelving and a fireplace. Okay, so for the shelving behind the bed, there are many ways to do it, but today we're going to use the cabinet. So you move the bed 1 square out, and we're going to use the short, small cabinets on the side, and then the slightly taller ones, so the normal sized ones, in the middle, like so. We are then going to draw a wall across the front and spin around. So you will need to use the Sims 3 camera. We're going to do the same on the other side. So the shorter cabinets on the outside and the taller ones on the inside. It'll line up like this. And then it's simply a matter of deleting those walls with the sledgehammer. And that will leave the cabinets there, like so. We're going to move that bed slightly forward just so that it'll be functional. And we're going to line the top with the cabinets also. From here, a lot of this again is personal taste, but you could leave it like that. You could change the wallpaper like so that it's slightly different behind. I'm just going to put this one in for now. And you can see that when I go near the cabinets, it sort of glitches a little bit. So I'm just going to grab that shelf, the good old trusty base game shelf, and I'm going to enlarge it and move it over to the side. It'll take 2 to cover this area. And that will give us our little side cabinets and base shelf. And then we're going to put some shelves just around. And I think we might put in the same one that we used with the study nook because it's already got some clutter on it. But, you know, it's up to you how you choose to decorate it. Like I keep saying, you'll probably get sick of it, but it's true. It's all personal taste, and a lot of it is just trial and error and working out what you like and what you don't like. But for the sake of this tutorial, we're just going to leave it like that. And from here, it's all about the clutter. So I'm just going to go quickly through and put a few things on there. If you're not sure on how to clutter areas, I do have another tutorial, my kitchen tips and tricks tutorial, which actually has some good ideas on how to clutter a kitchen, which the same principles can be applied to this. So if you look up in the corner, you should see the link, and here is our functional bed. Okay, so if you want a more modern looking wardrobe, but you only have base game, never fear. You're simply going to use that fence tool, draw a line across and raise the platform, then delete that fence. From there, you can select whatever platform foundation, platform color you want, or you can put a half wall across it. That will work too. But for today, I'm going to leave it as it is. We're going to draw just some walls there where you want your doors to be, just as a guide so the windows will snap to it. And you just choose whatever window you like to get the sort of look that you want, put them on, and then delete those walls from underneath. And that will leave you with the basics of your wardrobe. Cluttering inside is entirely up to you. Personally, I always tend to put in the same items from the base game, mostly because we don't have a great deal of choice. But in terms of the shelving, you can have as many shelves as you want, as little shelving as you want, but I always put these in. And it's rather annoying because the shelves on the left, you can see I wanted a certain color, but can't be done. So I changed them. Added some clutter like so. And as it is, it's not functional. But if you add in dresses like so and shrink them down, you'll see that it becomes fully functional then. And your Sims will be able to do all of those interactions. So this is super simple. You just size down a dishwasher, and then you're going to choose any object. I'm going to use this bin just for the moment to show you, and you can choose any shelf to put in there. So the bin or whatever object you choose is to just hide the dishwasher that's underneath. You can size that up and down. You can raise the shelves up and down. You could make them bigger or smaller. It's really up to you how you design it. Um, you could have one shelf, two shelves. It's entirely up to you. So for the purpose of this tutorial, and because I was doing this in a build, so I had a specific idea in mind, I'm going to use a different object because I want the shelf to sit here. So I'm going to use this to hide that bit underneath. You can see that the clutter items lock to the bench sometimes. If you don't have any mods, the easiest way to get around this is to put a shelf to the side at the same height and then raise that object up so that it is in line. And then you're just going to hold Alt and shift it back into place. It's that simple. From there, some objects like this that normally will snap to a shelf, you can just put straight on because it will snap to it. But yeah, for the ones that don't, you'll have to do it the other way. I'm just going to add a few more items here, so just to clutter it up a bit. But that's the basic idea of your underbench shelf. It's very easy to do. To create this storage cupboard, you need to create a 2 square indent like so, where you're going to put your cupboard. You can do it with 1 square, but if you want the double door open look, then you really do need to use 2 squares. Put your shelves in wherever you like. It's up to you how you want to arrange your cupboard. And then it's a matter of adding in any clutter you like. You could just do linen, you could make it a kitchen, pantry, whatever you like. Once you're done, draw a wall across the front and also one sticking out on the angle like so. Now you'll have to play around a little bit to work out which frame will work with what doors because they're all different heights, as you can see. So for example, if I put this one in and I pick maybe these doors, see how it doesn't line up. There's that gap at the top. So yeah, play around with it. I will usually choose my doors first and then try and find an archway that will fit with it. These ones tend to be the best that I've found. And you can use Alt to slide it into the corner there. This arch works perfectly. It's the perfect height. And we're going to hold Alt and slide that over so it joins up. If you put it in the middle like so, when you delete the walls, see, it won't line up. So bring it to where that line is and drag it over so it joins up, and hold Alt to shift that door into place. Once you've done that, you can paint over the wall and delete that overhang of that wall, and you have your open door cupboard or pantry for decorative purposes. And last but not least, our glass freestanding shelf. So place one panel of wall and however many shelves you like. You want them on both sides though. So whatever you do on one side, do on the other. You could have them all the way up. You could have maybe just 1 or 2. That is up to you. But once you have your shelves in place, you should be left with something like this. You're going to grab this debug item and size it up twice. And we're going to use this to kind of create the edging of the shelf. So you want to see the shelving through it just like this. And obviously do the same on the other side. And you will need to use one more in the center. And you'll see why later. It can be a bit fiddly, but it is worth it in the end. It doesn't matter that you can see the wall there, so long as they're in line. And of course, what you do on one side, you do need to do on the other side. So I'm just going to quickly put these in and make sure they all line up. And that is the basis of your shelf. The next thing we're going to do to make it the glass shelf is add in a window. Again, up to you which window you choose. I prefer this one. We're going to delete that wall and you are left with your freestanding glass shelf. From here, it's just a matter of decorating it and adding your own personal touches. So the debug menu is always good for this, especially if you've got it in the kitchen. And there you have your freestanding glass shelf. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial and got some good ideas. If you do have any questions or comments, leave them in the comments below. This is the house that I created with all of these shelving ideas in it, and it is available on the gallery for download. It's called The Shelving, and you can find it at DeeK Sims. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed what you saw and you want to see more, make sure you subscribe and also click on that notification bell so you don't miss out on new content. You can also check me out on my socials.